The more Terushima thought about it, the less he looked forward to doing the challenge. It wasn't like that when he accepted it. At least he didn't think so. But now that he stared at himself in the mirror, dreading to look more closely, worry started creeping up his back. An old fear that he thought he squashed years ago with the help of his boyfriend, but which did occasionally poke its horns out. One brought out by comments from ages ago, and now apparently hiding somewhere in his head. And now it was screaming at him again. He quickly pulled a t-shirt over his head to hide his torso from the mirror, his heart beating faster as he rushed through the house to find someone to do the challenge with. This is so dumb, as if they would lose interest just because of some fat. It wasn't impossible though. The first and only person he spotted right after walking into the living room was Tanaka, who seemed to be in the middle of planning workouts for his clients. He made a beeline towards him, forcing a smile on his face as he plopped down next to him on the couch. Hey. His tone earned him a raised eyebrow, but also an amused smile. Hey, what's the matter? Nothing. I'm just curious what my boyfriend is doing. Yeah, sure. No ulterior motive with you ever, huh? Terushima gasped in pretended offense, covering his heart. How can you say something like that about me? I'm a pure soul. Of course. He gently flicked Terushima's hair from his forehead, his eyes twinkling with the familiar warmth and joy. Although there was curiosity as well, one that Terushima knew meant questions were about to appear. And so he decided to beat him to it and motioned to the workout plans scattered over the coffee table. Working on a new routine? Yeah, seems like some of my clients are getting used to the previous one, so it's time to up the load. Sounds fun. Do you need someone to test it maybe? Tanaka tilted his head, visibly surprised. You want to volunteer? Yeah, why not? I mean, you were the one who said my workouts are going to be the death of you. Well, I changed my mind. He crossed his arms over his chest, the feeling of being studied and red sending shivers down his spine. It wasn't unpleasant in any way. He loved it when Tanaka actually looked at him. But right now, there were things he didn't want Tanaka to know. He wouldn't gain anything if Tanaka knew. It didn't work like that. He flinched when a warm hand turned his head to face Tanaka again, the softest look in his eyes chipping away on his guard. I wanted to test them myself anyways, so if you want to join me, I'll be happy to include you. I'm just wondering why the sudden change. It's just that with the extra work and no time to move properly, I was thinking that I might have gained some weight. So I thought, who else to ask to help me lose it again than our amazingly fit personal trainer, right? He smiled, hoping the flattery would help him avoid the subsequent questions. But judging by Tanaka's scrunched brows, it didn't help anything. He held Tanaka's gaze despite wanting nothing more than to run away and hope Tanaka would forget soon, surprised to see worry flash in the storm-grey eyes before they softened. Okay, sure. I'm all for spending more time together. Just don't complain afterwards, Before Terushima could answer, he became serious again. But I don't see anything on you that would need losing. I'll do everything to help you feel good in your skin again if that's the issue, but I won't make a workout for weight loss when you don't need it. Isn't that kinda contradicting each other? Not really. Smile back on his face, he leaned over for a kiss, luring a soft whine from Terushima. Leave it to me, okay? It's going to be fun. For you or for me? For us. It wasn't supposed to be reassuring, considering Tanaka's ability to make him regret even moving sometimes. And yet, Terushima found himself leaning into the touch, chasing after his lips while his body relaxed completely. Said like that, it meant Tanaka was serious, that he would make a plan that they both would enjoy while spending time together. There really were only a few things better than that. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Regret and happiness mixed within him as he slowly made his way home from the gym. His whole body was aching from the exercise Tanaka put him through, but at the same time, it was the best morning he had in a long while. It was so different to see Tanaka in work mode, although Terushima was quite sure he went easy on him this time. But somehow, it made him even more attractive. It's the muscles, definitely. Who's supposed to resist those arms and stomach? He sighed, painfully aware he was losing in a big way in that department. And not only that one. He opened the door to their home with a gloomy cloud hanging above his head, surprised to see 2 pairs of shoes neatly stored in the hallway already. Perhaps not the best time for the challenge then. Despite his somewhat grim mood, he couldn't help but smile as he rushed to hug Ennoshita, purring contentedly when the man ruffled his hair. Aren't you all cuddly today? I'm just happy to see the love of my life. Much to his joy, Ennoshita's cheeks colored pink after his words, the gentle smile weakening his knees. You're such a sweet talker sometimes, you know? But that's why we love you. Terushima froze before he caught himself, making the smile disappear. Did I say something? No, not at all. I just, I was wondering if you think I gained weight recently. He cringed inwardly as silence settled around, ruining any kind of peace they had. Ennoshita's brows furrowed even more, the inquisitive gaze urging Terushima to hide somewhere. What's wrong? Nothing. I asked. I know you asked. That's what worries me. That and the way you did. He kept Terushima's cheek, squeezing a little. What's going on? You wouldn't ask just like that, so spill it. For a moment or two, Terushima wanted to play it off as just the challenge. Say that he was just playing around and there was nothing more to it. But it had always been difficult for him to lie to Ennoshita. And so he sighed, his head hung low and leaned into Ennoshita's palm in search of the familiar comfort and anchor. Would you lose interest in me if I looked different? Or, like, wasn't as fit anymore and my face was different and... you know... I mean, with how little I move these days and how badly I eat, it's just a question of time before I put on some weight and then all this... He motioned to his body. Might be gone. Wouldn't that put you off? Since, you know, I don't have much else to my name. He waited in the dreaded silence for an even more dreaded answer. It wasn't like him to let his mouth run like this, allow himself to speak out loud about the things that usually stayed hidden in the very back of his mind. But if anyone could give him a truthful answer, no matter how much it would hurt to hear it, it was Ennoshita. Jolt rushed through his body when Ennoshita slapped his cheeks, his jaw clenched and eyes absolutely serious. Listen to me, okay? Carefully. I don't know where this is coming from, but whoever told you that you only have your looks is a damn idiot. I can assure you that we wouldn't keep you around if you were just a pretty face. Should I take that as a compliment, or... Take it however you want. I'm just telling you that we love you for the joy that you bring along, and damn kind heart right here. He gently tapped on Terushima's chest, coincidentally right as his heart started to beat faster under the touch. That heartthrob face and bravado of yours is hot, I'm not going to lie. But that alone wouldn't be enough to date you for so long as we had. So don't think some gained weight would make us push you away. Conflicting, that was the word that came to mind as he stared at Ennoshita. A compliment, wrapped in something he should probably be offended by. And yet, he found himself letting out a shaky chuckle, the warmth seeping through his body when Ennoshita hugged him, soothing the doubtful voice in his head for now. Thanks. Just telling the truth. I mean, you wouldn't break up with Suguru because you can't kiss him, would you? Of course not. Then how could we push you away if something as superficial as weight changed on you? Terushima had no good answer for that. Maybe there even wasn't one. Not for Ennoshita at least. And he couldn't be more grateful for it. The days as if got brighter after his talk with Ennoshita. Maybe he was imagining things, but the light feeling in his step and chest was incredible. Leave it to Chika to make one feel much better. Hence why they usually let him take charge when Daisho was unwell or panicking. Speaking of, he only had Suguru to do the challenge with now. But this time, it was truly only for the fun of it. Unless he accidentally made Suguru overthink again. That wouldn't be nice. It had only been 4 days since the touch practice he came up with after all. And he still looked a little shaken, flinching whenever one of them came close unexpectedly. Just like when his sleep was plagued by nightmares. It should be fine though, right? He's not scared per se. He paused by the door, his stomach grumbling the moment the nice scent of cooked food hit his nose. Smile curling his lips, he kicked his shoes off and rushed into the kitchen, sure enough finding Daisho in full swing by the stove. Despite his mouth watering just thinking about food, he took a moment to admire how pretty Daisho was when he cooked. Focused, relaxed, and his features soft, without the anxious lines they were still so familiar with. Stunning, really. What are we having? Daisho jumped, sending a sting of guilt through Terushima's chest as he barely caught the spatula Daisho dropped. Sorry, I forgot to knock. Daisho let out a shaky breath and nodded, but his face remained tense even when he reached for the spatula again. It's alright. I didn't expect you to come so soon. Yeah, Ryu said it was enough for the second session and sent me home. Probably couldn't watch me fumble around anymore. I'm sure that's not the case. It's fine even if it is. It was just the second lesson after all. He stood up on his tiptoes to see over Daisho's shoulder, his stomach growling again. Ooh, that looks good. Wait, it's not... With an experienced swipe, Terushima snatched a piece of the meat despite Daisho's protests. The second it touched his tongue though, he twisted his face as salt more than anything seeped into his taste buds, a coffee chuckle leaving his mouth. Ooh, he's up on the salt. That could kill a horse. He grimaced, but still swallowed the bite since wasting Daisho's food equaled blasphemy, even when it wasn't absolutely perfect, making sure he kept his tone light the whole time. He was just joking through the overwhelming salty taste on his tongue after all, as always when something didn't work out for someone. It made sure the atmosphere didn't get heavy and awkward. That's what his mom always said. But instead of joining him in the chuckle, color drained from Suguru's face instantly. The little step back he took immediately ending all mood for jokes Terushima had. It's just the first attempt. I wouldn't make you eat that. Hey, shh, it's fine. Just a bit too salty. Bad feeling settled in his stomach, his hands itching to reach for Daisho's, to hold them and squeeze them to make sure Daisho knew he wasn't upset or hating the food. But his better conscience, or maybe the fright in Daisho's eyes, stopped him for now. He reached to turn off the stove, taking an unpleasant note of Daisho flinching away from him with the motion. It's okay, come here. Even the usual gentle tone and silent invite for a hug didn't seem to work right now, as Daisho took a tiny step back, keeping his arms in front of him as a shield. I swear it's going to get better. I just need a few more tries and it will be good, I promise. I know, it's okay. Just come here, okay? I'm not going to hurt you, I swear. His heart shattered when Suguru still hesitated, inwardly berating himself for scaring him again. He stayed still with his hand reached out, until finally, gentle jolts ran through his skin where Suguru's hand slid into his palm. He led him away from the kitchen before repeating the silent offer of a hug, still feeling Suguru trembling when he sank into his arms. It's okay, you're safe, I promise. I don't want you to regret. Regret what? Letting me in. He took a shattered breath before pulling away a little, and motioned jerkily towards the kitchen. It's all I have. I don't have any other way to contribute, so when it's not good, then... That's not true. You contribute a lot of things. You're the one basically running the household. It's thanks to you we don't have to worry about things when we come home from work, because you've already taken care of everything. And it's awesome, because we get to enjoy the evenings with you and each other and don't have to worry about laundry or cooking. The emerald eyes avoided his gaze. Isn't that just the normal thing to do? Since I'm home most of the time. Nope. You're not obligated to do anything. But you choose to anyway, and that's so sweet of you. He smiled, hoping to bring the mood up a little. But the helplessness over the fact they still hadn't found a way to properly communicate their gratitude for Suguru's presence without him having to think of how to repay things that didn't need repaying still stirred within him. Although that probably wasn't the only thing causing Suguru to panic. It's because of him, isn't it? Why you are so scared we won't like the food you make. Daisho froze, his eyes darting to the floor. Partially, I suppose. Of course. Fucking piece of shit. He really had to ruin every joy you have in life. Careful with his movement, he brushed hair from Daisho's eyes and turned his head so that they faced each other again, gently squeezing his side along the way. We love everything you make, really. And even if it's not the best on the first attempt, it's fine. I know. It's just... difficult to unlearn, huh? Daisho gave a jerky nod, urging Terushima to kiss his forehead. He was furious, of course he was. Mad he didn't manage to land a punch, or 5, back in the prison. But the more important thing now was to make sure Suguru knew his work at home was appreciated and loved. Just like him. Wanna get something sweet? Go-to short-term solution for Daisho's anxiety. However, unlike usually, Daisho hesitated. I'm not sure if I should. Why not? Don't you think I gained weight? Terushima blinked in surprise, reminded of the challenge he was supposed to do. He quickly shook it out though. No? And I mean, even if you did, it might be good in your case. He sighed, gently cradling Suguru's face in his palms. I know you were already doing better when we met, but honestly, you were still really faint back then. You're stunning now, and you'll always be. Some sweets can't change that. Even though I eat so many. So what? It makes you happy, that's important. And besides, you run everything out during practice and matches, so you really don't have to worry about anything. He'll love you in all shapes and forms. The important thing is that you're healthy and happy. Biting hard on his lip, Daisho nodded then and averted his eyes, though not fast enough to hide the tears glistening in them. Terushima didn't comment on it, pretty sure he could imagine what caused Suguru's urge to eat sweets and his hesitation now. He didn't need to bring it up again, not when Suguru's heart was already in fragile state after today and all the touch practice runs he had done with them. Come on, let's get you a treat and then I'll help you with cooking. Sounds good? Sounds good. Thank goodness they always stocked up on little desserts, exactly for times like this.